Besties! If this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Wahome, and on this side, we talk about women leveling up. If that is something that you'd be interested in, make sure that you subscribe and join the family. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Thank you. Today we'll be talking about the dating mistakes that most women make, especially in the early stages of dating, that results in bad dating experiences. Therefore, if you want to level up your dating experience or you have been away from the dating scene and you just want to come back strong, this is the video for you. And these are the mistakes that you should be avoiding. The first mistake is being too desperate, too forward, and too obsessive. I know as we get older and finer, the society puts a lot of pressure on us to find a partner, to have a family, and we become desperate. And when you're desperate, when you go to a date, after the date, you find yourself texting, calling the man, asking him, when will be the next date? When are we meeting? Why haven't you called me? I know you have all heard that when you chase something, it runs away from you. When you become desperate and you start chasing these men, it is in their nature to be the ones chasing. When you start chasing him, he runs away. That's why after the first date, you start excessively calling him and texting him, and then you never hear from him again. He ghosts you because he starts to wonder, is this the same way you chase after every other man? And as human, we all want that thing that is exclusive, that is not available to everyone. Another thing is being too forward. I know we're in the 21st century where women have been empowered. Yay to us. Even if you have been empowered, it doesn't take away from the fact that men are the ones who are supposed to be chasing. I'm not saying when you see someone and you have a crush on them, you just walk away. There's a way you can position yourself for him to notice you. And if he is in the market looking for someone, of course he will notice you. But if he does not notice you, it means he does not like you or he's not even in the market. Stop embarrassing yourself going after men who are sometimes even married or just chasing men who are not even attracted to you. The other thing is being too obsessive. You have only gone to one date with a man and you're already planning how you'll have kids with him, your wedding, you have already taken his picture and your picture, you have uploaded them in the AI to see how your child will look like. Stop being too obsessive. I know the pressure from the society and media and everything can get too much, but please practice self-control and focus on yourself and wait for the right man. Even the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. It does not say she finds. It says he finds. So why are you chasing after them? Stay in your feminine energy. Relax and let the man that God has destined for you to find you. The second mistake is reducing standards. Ladies, never reduce your standards for anyone, not even yourself. Because you will reduce those standards and settle for any man. But later on in life, you will want more for yourself. You will want more for your kids. But this man that you settle for cannot provide more. And what do I mean by standards? These are the things that you'd want in a man. Sit down, write all the things that you'd want in the man that you marry or the father of your kids. And in that list, look at the most important things. Do not make those crazy list of 200 things. There is nothing like a perfect human being. No human being can fulfill 200 standards. Write all those 200 standards. But in those 200 standards, sit down and look at the 10 most important standards. I like to call them the non-negotiable standards. The things that if a man does not have, he has to go. This will also help you to do away with a lot of jokers in the dating scene. And these non-negotiable standards vary from person to person. For example, for me, one of my non-negotiable standards is a provider. I believe that a man should be a provider. Not rich, a provider. A man who is generous, who is willing to share the little he has for his family. Even the Bible in the book of Timothy says that a man who is not able to provide for his family is a failure. If you believe in religion and you believe a man being religious is important, another non-negotiable standard for you could be a God-fearing man. Have a short list of non-negotiable standards and make sure that you have them at the back of your mind or save them in your phone. And when you're on a date, start ticking them. Before you go further, before you even go for a second date, ensure that he ticks all the non-negotiable standards and then move forward. Do not reduce your standards for anyone, not even yourself. And always remember that we attract what we are. If you want a provider, ensure that you can provide. If you want a loving husband, ensure that you love yourself. You do not expect someone to love you and you cannot love yourself. The third mistake is talking about your ex, especially if he was a toxic, abusive man. I know sometimes we share these experiences with our new man so that they know what we have been through and they avoid these mistakes. But in reality, what the new man hears is the patience you have for tolerating bullshit and how you enjoy struggle love. If a man you have just started dating does not ask you about your ex, please never mention your ex. And if he asks you about your ex, it does not matter how abusive and how toxic that man was. Lie. Tell him how he was good to you, how he was treating you nicely, how he was taking you to trips, how he was giving you that princess treatment. Lie. Because men are competitive. So when you lie and you tell him the bar was here, he will want to outdo your ex. He will even treat you better. This is a very nice tip of even getting that princess treatment. Never go into victim mentality when it comes to issues concerning your ex. Lie and say how good he was treating you. The fourth mistake is telling a man all you like very early on. If you go to a date with a man and you start telling him that your love language is gifting, receiving flowers, receiving chocolates, do you know what that man will do? For the next 2 weeks or 1 month, that man will shower you with gifts. He will give you flowers. Chocolates will be delivered to your office or your home every day so that he can win you. And once he gets you, now you will see his true colors. Do not tell a man very early on all the things that you like. Keep some cards to yourself. Let him show you how he offers his love and then decide if this is something that you enjoy and if this is something that you can see yourself tolerating in the long term. Because when you tell a man all the things that you like very early on, he will act that way and he will deceive you. And you will not even be able to see the red flags and how he offers his love. You'll find yourself in a relationship that you do not enjoy or want. The fifth mistake is always being available. When this man calls you, you are always available. When he wants to take you somewhere, you are always available. Even on impromptu dates, you are always available. When he calls you and asks you, what are you doing? You're just saying, I'm bored, I'm watching TV, I have nothing to do. Even if you have nothing to do, be busy with self-development. When you're always available, this man will think that you're always available with other men because you have never told him no. When he calls you at 7 p.m. and asks you, can we have dinner? You are like, yeah, just give me an hour, I get ready. I'm very bored in the house, I can come. Please stop being available. Let these men chase you. And they feel that that thing that they are chasing, it's exclusive. It's not available to everyone. But when you're always available, the exclusivity goes away. The sixth mistake is wanting to pay or split a bill, especially on the first date and when a man has invited you for the date. High-value men will never anticipate for you to pay on a first date and a date that they have invited you. And like I said before, God intended for men to be providers. So this is the perfect opportunity for him to impress you and to show you how generous he can be. If he cannot impress you and be generous with you on the first date, how do you expect for him to put any effort during the relationship? If you believe in 50-50, then that's good for you. But for me, I believe that a man should be a provider. And on a first date, he should at least try and impress me and try and provide for me the dinner or the lunch or whatever the date is. And sometimes it's us ladies wanting to pay or split the bill. And men have egos. You will bruise his ego and you'll make him not feel like a man. Do not even offer to pay. But when he demands that you pay, just pay to avoid embarrassment. But if it was me, after that date, he's going straight to the block list. The seventh mistake is demanding for him to pay for your transport. I know most women support this, but personally, I find it very degrading. It gives the impression that you do not have your stuff together, that you're not able to afford small money like money for transport. If you do not have money for transport, reschedule that date or try and find a restaurant that is easily accessible to you. And if you completely do not have money and you really want to go to the restaurant that this guy is inviting you to, let's learn to be smart, ladies. You don't have to embarrass yourself like this with small money like money for transport. Let's be smart about it. You can ask him for transport indirectly without demanding it directly. pay for my transport. I cannot come without you paying for my transport. For example, you could tell him while you're planning the date, when will you be picking me up? This will inform him that you expect him to care for your transport. Most likely, if he's a high value man and he will not be able to come and pick you up, he will offer to pay for your Uber. But if he does not do this, do not demand for him to pay. Just reschedule the date. Another mistake that most ladies do, especially the young ladies, is to go for dates without transport for coming back. What if you go there and he doesn't like you and he's not a kind man and he's not willing to drop you or to give you money to go back home? What will you do? You'll be stranded, and then you start calling your family, begging for money. Do not beg. Do not beg the man. Do not put yourself in a situation where you'll beg your family. If you cannot be able to afford, please stay at home, work on finding money. But if it's a sugar daddy, please let him pay. Those ones have to pay. They have to pay for you being young and spending your time on them. The 8th mistake is poor personal hygiene. This is self-explanatory. Do not go to dates with unkempt hair, chipped nails, smelling badly. And I've done a video on how to level up your feminine hygiene. If that is something that you'd be interested, I'll link it on this video. Make sure that you go and watch it so that you can level up your feminine hygiene. That is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.